That's right. Joining us today on the Brunch Bunch is State Representative LaShawn K. Ford, a longtime public servant and an advocate for working families and underserved communities. Rev Ford is here alongside community leader Shanice Campbell to break down the recent 14-day freeze on child care funding, what it means for parents and providers, and why this moment is critical for families across our community. Let's give a warm Brunch Bunch welcome to Mr. LaShawn K. Ford.
Yes.
Welcome, man. How you feeling today?
Well, I'm doing great. Thank y'all for having me. Thank Fair for keeping it fair.
Amen. Amen. So, Mr. Ford, for the people just tuning in, can you explain what the 14-day freeze on the child care dollars actually means and how it happened?
That means that Donald Trump and the Republicans don't care about making sure that babies have access to early learning. And so they put a freeze on the funds. But guess what? Our court said that we're going to do a 14-day stay. When Donald Trump put the freeze, the funds were automatically stopped coming to Illinois. Now, it wasn't for all 50 states. It was for targeted states. And so the courts gave Donald Trump a kickback, and they said no. They stopped it. And so we will know on January 23rd if the freeze will continue. But right now, child care centers are getting their funding.
Amen. So, hey, God is still in control. That's what it sounds like.
And Mr. Ford, for people like me, I'm not much into politics, but from a political standpoint, what led to the decision and who has the authority to lift or extend this freeze?
The courts now, it's totally in their hands, and we hope that the courts side with the children and families. This is about working families, people that have to go to school, to be taxpaying citizens. And so when you freeze childcare, you freeze people out of opportunities. And this is another proof that Donald Trump is only concerned about the wealthy and those that have, and he doesn't care about the have-nots.
Absolutely. I just got a question. What does it look like if the freeze is lifted?
If that freeze is put back into effect, and if Donald Trump gets his way, childcare centers will close and workers will lose their jobs and businesses will suffer. One of the most impactful industries in our economy is the childcare industry. You need the childcare industry because it's the driving force for the workforce. So either you're going to take your kids to go to childcare so that you could go to work, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, teacher, preacher, radio host, or student. You need someone to provide high quality childcare for you. And for Donald Trump to actually cut the funds for that, it's sort of, I'll just say bogus, because he doesn't need childcare he could bring someone to his house.
Right.
And Republicans and people with lots of money, they don't rely on childcare. They probably have nannies. And so when you don't have the wealth and the power to have a nanny for your kids, you rely on childcare.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I'm going like, where are the children gonna go? I mean, we got to go to work. We got bills to pay, man. I can't bring kids here, man.
And let me tell you, the fact that Donald Trump has also implemented what you call work requirements or proof that you're in school to get Medicaid and any assistance. Well, guess what? If this stay is lifted and Donald Trump has his way, automatically people can't go to school or go to work. So not only will they lose childcare, but they're going to lose their health care. They're going to lose SNAP benefits. And it's just going to be a major devastation to working families and those that are in need. And so just like that, Fair is at the rescue.
Just like that.
And just like that. You know what? I've been listening to you guys, and I've been listening to you four talk about how vested you are, how vested you have been as a champion for child care. Why early child care, though? I know that you were a former teacher, but why is early child care so important, especially to the economy?
Well, it's the foundation. I mean, I think that there was a great historian, I think, that talked about Frederick Douglass, that said if you, it's better to teach than to repair.
Exactly.
So you have to invest early. Otherwise, you're going to have to double, quadruple the investments. Either they're going to be slow learners, they're going to have deficits, and you got to spend money to help them catch up, or they're going to turn to the criminal justice system and we're going to pay for them to be incarcerated.
And the other piece of that is biblical too. The Bible says, raise a child up in the way you want him to go, and he will not stray.
That's right.
So,
I would tell you that I know that verse and where it came from in the Bible, but I do know it's 22:6.
That's right, because you went to seminary school too.
Yes, but Catholics, we kind of struggle with throwing out verses. Y'all, you
Well,
Baptists know how to throw out verses.
Well, if it's one of the Gospels, you know exactly what to do.
That's true.
Luke, Matthew, John.
Matthew,
Yes.
and John.
So you know what I am so excited about? I'm excited that we have a parent right here in the studio who is directly impacted. Now, in our past fights, you know, it has typically been provider led, right? But this fight, I am so ignited about the fact that parents are getting front and center. So Ms. Campbell,
hello,
what's up? What's up? So, you know, we were very honored that you joined us at the press conference last week. But what motivated you to go to the press conference? I know you're an advocate for so many things, but this is something that you shouldn't necessarily have to worry about. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
So why is this fight so important to you?
This fight is so important to me because besides building our children's futures, a lot of us, you know, a lot of the parents are building their futures too. I'm preparing to take an apparatus test on the 20th so that I can attend the Women in Trades program.
Mm-hmm.
I rely on programs like this to be able to work, to be able to, you know, take this opportunity. And it's not only going to affect my children's futures, it's going to affect mine too. And
I'm glad you said that because that's a very important component. Now, when you listen to the Republicans and some other people too, not necessarily just Republicans, they think that CCAP, Child Care Assistance Program, is a handout. But you literally have to be doing something. You either have to be going to school, you have to have a job. And so the assistance program kind of bridges the gaps between what you make and what childcare actually costs. So it is a progressive program that allows you to level up. Am I correct?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you getting ready to be a woman welder?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so
And
excited.
not very many women in welding.
Yes, I do come from a long line of welders and metal workers. So it's kind of naturally a passion. And also, I just wanted to explore my options and try something new. And without programs like this, you know, I won't be able to do this.
So worst case scenario, the program stops. What does that look like for you in your future?
That looks like not being able to go to school because outside of the child care and daycare and, you know, I don't have anybody else to
That's
watch
your
them.
village.
That's my village.
Yes.
So that is my village, my community. It's not only just about the child care, but it's also, like you said, I advocate for so many things. It's how I stay connected to my community and my community stays connected to me because we don't know what parents are going through if they're not coming up and showing up and we're interacting with them and making sure that they have what they need. Like when I first started where I'm at, you guys helped me fill out a goal sheet. Mm-hmm. Do you know I have to fill another one out because I've hit so many goals?
Come on now. You better come on.
You know I have to fill another
goals,
one out.
achieving goals. Yes.
I've achieved so many goals and I think I've been with you guys for like maybe 4 or 5 months max. It probably can't even be that long. And it's what has given me the courage to even apply for this and to, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like when I get up and bring my son to his daycare providers, he's not only just excited to see his teachers and his peers, I'm excited to see the directors and the staff because I get support from them too.
Absolutely.
You know?
So you sound like this is a very valuable program. What do you have to say to legislators that actually make the laws that continue the programs or have a say and stop in it? And you can say it directly to him.
Okay.
Yeah, you did good. She's beautiful.
Isn't she beautiful?
Thank you
Dark
so
and
much.
lovely. I'm glad I'm not the only dark skin
Yeah,
in
I know
the
that's
room.
right. Okay. I would like to say, consider these families consider the working class. You know that we live in a capitalistic society, right? And working and education is amongst many things that are prioritized. And in order for us to continue to keep your systems working, we need to be supported. In order for us to show up to work and fill these jobs, in order for us to show up to school, whether that's college, elementary, or even if that's early learning, in order to fill these seats, like in order for us to keep society going.
There you have it, right in a nutshell.
Right.
Keep
What they say,
society
you scratch
going.
my back, I scratch yours.
There you go.
But you know what I need to know from you is how difficult, how easy is it to redetermine? I mean, because all of this child care freeze is about fraud and abuse. Is it easy for you to?
It wasn't easy. I'm gonna tell y'all.
Just keep it 100.
Whew, that's a real deep breath, y'all, because all the paperwork that I had to do, and we just talk about me alone. We're not talking about the providers and the people that got to put the paperwork through, just me, just applying. I had to go through so much paperwork. I had to make sure my son had a dental exam, had a medical exam, and because I was freshly transitioning into the community that I'm in now, I had to go and get that. So I had to show up to the daycare. Okay, what do I need? Okay, now I gotta go back in the world and do what I gotta do. Then I gotta come back. If you don't have pay stubs, because I don't have no pay stubs, I gotta verify that I have food stamps. And guess what? My letter was expired. I had to go back to this place. You know how much driving and back and forth that I did?
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to verify
this. Fraud.
They don't take that lightly.
Wow.
They don't take that lightly. And it's a lot to determine whether you are eligible. And then think about it. There's a lot of people who need childcare who are not eligible because of maybe an address problem, or it might be something slight. It's not even, everyone's not even getting the support they need. So,
or they're on that financial cliff where the working class
yes,
and the eligibility do not meet, and so they're right outside of being able to choose between childcare and rent.
But so she's saying that I didn't know that there are eligible families out here that need child
and they're
care,
not even getting it,
but they can't get it because of what they have to provide to be eligible. And even if they are eligible and they just struggle to get the paperwork, their kids are out. So fraud, yeah. I don't know how easy it is. So to freeze funding because the president believes that there are some bad actors. I think that this is all about
and
politics.
Might I add, you do have, like, once you open a case with child care, you only have so much time to get the documents in before your case is closed, and then you have to reapply. So
exactly,
you not only do you have the determination barrier, then you have time constraints as well. And I remember there was a time I didn't even have a vehicle. So I got to take the bus, I got to get Ubers, I got to try to catch rides. And so sometimes I couldn't work with that time frame because of other barriers. So
the other thing though, Rep. Ford, is when you're talking about Illinois being the leader in compliances and standards, I don't know how other states do it, but I know in Illinois we've got hoops and loops to jump over.
Yeah, that's what concerned me. You know how I learned that? When I fought with you against Ronner and Daycare Action, and watching how people had to send and fax. Remember, we would make sure that Daycare Action had all the paperwork. So I know firsthand when families need to fax this stuff in, drop these applications off, it wasn't easy. And those people that determine, they're going to protect themselves. They're not going to just approve cases without having it, because not only will the center get in trouble, but the people that are responsible for verifying will get in trouble.
And you know what else we learned during that Rauner administration?
That Republicans don't like working families.
Well, outside of that, I don't know if there's a caveat to that, not just working families, but there might be some more filters to that. But they don't, the contract between the parents and the state is what the CCAP program is. It's not the parents and the providers. And so the providers are the one who ignited this whole investigation into the fraud. So that's something that we have to determine. Does the government even have the right to determine whether there's fraud between the provider when the contract is really between the parent and the state? Yes.
Well, I learned a lot from you, Fair, and I'm so happy that you have a strong team.
Yes.
And thank you.
And you're
for-
part of that team. In fact, you taught me how to fight.
Well,
I was
you
just
see,
swinging like
you
a
know,
windmill.
You know, she's giving me all the credit like that, but she knows she the boss.
No,
She
no,
knows
no.
she know how to use government and fight with government to get what the people need, and that's what people got to understand. You don't just say, Rep Ford, I need you to help me here, but you put your boots on.
Well,
I remember you
keep
put
them
on your heels. You were ready. I
Well,
remember you put your heels on to fight Ronner. And you put
I needed to take the heel off and use the other side.
Man.
Well, you know what? I got to give a big shout out to CCAU, that's Child Care Advocates United, because we do not do this alone. I got to give a big shout out to my premier team and to the state legislators. A lot of people think, number one, there's a misnomer that parents that are on subsidy programs are lazy. They don't do anything. That is far from the truth. They do point checks, as Ms. Campbell has already outlined. They do yearly point checks, and then they do semi-annual point checks. Are you still meeting those goals? But there's another misnomer that we must dispel, is that legislators don't do anything. I have actually watched, not just you, but the rest of the Black Caucus do more than anybody that I've ever seen, either separately or collectively.
That's because you're engaged.
Well, and we're going to encourage other people to get engaged. Now, how important are these midterm elections, though?
Oh, my goodness. If we don't get rid of the Republicans in Congress, in the House, and the Senate, we have a problem, because...
Is it a big problem, a little problem, a huge problem?
It's a matter of life and death. People will lose their health insurance. People will lose nutritional value, food. People will lose their ability to go to college. People will lose their ability to go to early childhood learning. Violence will rise because they're cutting funds for violence prevention. This administration is clearly looking to have a domestic war, put as many people in jail, starve as many people, and shift the wealth in this nation.
Let me ask you something. This I was thinking about the other day. The way that trillionaires, billionaires, and millionaires became those status, obtained that status, is through working families who are supporting and buying their products, right?
That's right.
So what is the actual overarching goal if you cripple everyone who was already buying your products and make it so they can't buy your products, i.e. eggs?
Right.
Literally, how does that maintain your wealth status?
You know, I don't get it, because I'm far from those elites, and I don't understand.
Do they just all shop with each other?
You know, they rely on what you're saying. They rely on the labor. They rely on people coming every day to their workplaces, and they work against them.
Yeah.
And so I have no idea, but what I do know is Black people, white people, brown people have to understand that we're in this same boat together. You cannot be white thinking that they're on your side. Trump don't like you either. Trump is against you. And if you're Black, I would tell you that Trump just recently said that the Civil Rights Act and the laws of the civil rights is bad for America.
He said that it has made people treat white people poorly.
That's right. And so
we got white people in here.
Hey, Adam is, I would tell you that Adam, when the history is written, Adam would be one of the white people that was in the fight for justice.
That's right.
Okay,
and we couldn't do it all alone. So
now,
can I just say, because I know you're going to close me out.
No,
I have to say hello to the seniors at the Green Castle at Inglewood.
They were amazing yesterday, weren't they?
Yes, they were amazing. You said you would give them a shout out. We give them a shout out. And I hope they're listening.
That's right. Pimpalicious, wherever you are.
Right. Boy, I wish we could tell the people what he said.
What did he say?
I'll clean it up.
Clean it up. Make it 1390.
Adam, you remember the senior said, I said, how is inflation impacting you? He said, I can't even get a woman.
Well, you do have to afford a woman. So Ford, listen, let me say this. I was thinking on the way here that because the country is in such perils, has it ever come to your mind in this race for Congress that you should just stay in the state government because the federal government is really out of control?
No, not at all. I'm excited to go into Congress with Congressman Danny K. Davis's backing, and already know Hakeem Jeffries, the leader of the Democrats. I know other leaders in the Democratic Party, and you know what? I'm ready, born to fight.
Mm-hmm.
My life has given me nothing but the will to fight, and so there's no better place right now in America to fight than on the Hill in Washington.
Why has your life story prepared you for battle?
Man, born and raised, as you know, right, with my grandmother, and I've had my challenges in life from people in my family dying of drug overdoses, people in my family being killed on the street, people in my family impacted by the criminal justice system, and living with the people and listening to the people. It's the sum of my life, and you can't find a person in this race that has my life story that's going to be with the people.
Where were you born? What neighborhood?
I was born in Cabrini, but I was
the new
raised...
Cabrini or the old Cabrini?
Oh, the old one. I couldn't go back there if I wanted to. I mean, I couldn't rent a room over there. That's the problem. They have priced us out of there.
Yeah.
So,
well, listen.
Priced us out the projects.
You know, when you get priced out the projects, it's really time to open up your eyes and see what's happening. Well, Rep. Ford, I definitely want to congratulate you for being number one.
I am number one on the ballot.
Number one on the ballot. Now, Ms. Campbell, what do you want parents to know, and how can they support in this fight?
I want the parents to know that they have power and that their voice matters. I want them to know that they are important in this, and get local, learn who your officials are, learn about who's in your Congress, get out for the midterms, vote, really get involved. And I know that it's common, especially like I'm 28, about to be 29. It's common for a lot of people around in my generation to think that voting isn't important, but it is.
Well, you know what I say to that? First of all, that was a powerful statement. But what I say to that is, obviously, voting is important. You see who's in the White House now. He got voted in. And if that doesn't look like what you want it to look like, use that same power, as you so mentioned, to make sure that that office is representative of your values, how you want your neighborhoods, your schools, and all of your systems to work.
Never forget that none of this moves without us.
That none of it moves
we
without us.
are the government. We make up the grand body. I need people to see themselves as being a part of that grand body.
Absolutely.
It's not an outside thing. No.
I love the way you coined that. The grand body.
The grand body. We are the grand body. And
did you know that parent choice is a statutorily protected right?
I did not know that.
It's very powerful. And I'm going to empower you even more. So when you are out there on the front lines, that you know all that you need to know about how powerful you and your parent body are.
Well, I thank you.
And I thank
appreciate
you.
that empowerment.
Yes. And I know you know what to do with it. But you know what? When we come back, we're going to have way more to share, y'all. Keep it locked. It's Inspiration 1390. I forgot to tell you.
Frank not coming?
No. When I heard you all say that, I was like, oops, I forgot. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up? I am Jay Hagan. What's up, Jasper? Hey, what's up? What's up, Gary? This forever. Tati Floro. I love that name. Thank you so much for tuning in. Angela, what's up, my sister? What you say? Y'all are funny. I'm looking at Jarrell's face like, what just happened? Hi, beautiful.
I was so nervous. This is my first time.
No, is it? I can't tell. Is she beautiful? Look at her. Hi. Isn't she awesome?
Good morning, you guys.
What's up, Les Jamaica? Wagwan. What's going on? Listen, let me tell you something. Things may happen, and behind every action, there's an equal and more important reaction. And this young lady, Miss Campbell, is the reaction. Y'all, go out, let your parents know, like she said, you are not powerless.
Okay, so when I first started doing advocacy work, when I first got into domestic violence and advocacy, one of the things that like stuck with me and like got me through the beginning was empowerment, and learning that empowerment is not something that you give to other people, it's something that you remind them that they already have.
They just gotta push the button. Isn't that a powerful message?
So
Push the
sometimes you gotta do this. Sometimes you gotta spin them around and just give them.
Spin me around again.
You gotta give them a hey. You just gotta direct them and say hey, we're here now. Boom. I got you there.
I love visuals, y'all. I love it. You know
I be good
what?
with the visuals.
With powerful voices like yours, you can really help to activate and galvanize parents to understand that power. It took a lot for parent choice to become statutorily protected. Right. So when you have a choice to go to whatever school you want to and say that you are denied that, you can actually go to that law. Yeah. Use that as a tool to get where you want to go.
It took a lot for me to get here too. It took a lot of resistance. Took a lot of like
soul searching,
deconstructing, honestly too. Like and decolonizing my spaces, and you know, like just
I like the way you put that.
Really understanding the system that we live in, and really understanding order of operations, and starting to understand that just what has been going on is not right. So
can we continue to talk on air?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Because we still got
some questions.
Yeah, we still got quite a few questions for you.
You got 15 minutes right now.
Do we have? I don't actually need stories because this is so important. Let's just keep going.
What time do you want to come back in?
Whenever the song goes.
We got 30 seconds.
Well, 30 seconds it is.
30 seconds it is.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys some questions too. Sit right there.
Stop.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I'm proudly posted in the studio with the Brunch Bunch. What's up, y'all? Hey, you know what? I am literally overjoyed at the fact that we are having this conversation about parents, because we talk about parents and we have one of our most illustrious parents here, most vocal, most ignited, activated parents here. But I want to open up this question broader to you guys, because when things happen and they're not immediately touching you, it doesn't mean that in your near future it won't touch you. Let me take you back to our New Year's goals, right? Now, Jarrell said his New Year's goal was to have a baby. So I'm asking you guys, if you, Jarrell, had a baby right now, would childcare be something that you would need in order to facilitate that child? And what I'm saying to you is not to get into your financial business.
Yeah, right now.
Right now, if you had a baby, well, not right this second, but in a year.
In a year.
In a year, because it takes a little minute to cook it, right? Just a little minute.
All right, so yes, in a year, I'm 100% gonna need childcare, but hopefully in 2 years, my mother will retire and she could be the child.
Yeah, but in that 1 year that we're talking about,
yes,
right? When that child still has to get to that other second year when your mother can actually take care of them for free. Yeah. And I don't know, because grandparents aren't necessarily doing stuff for free. Yeah, there is something called family care that also is covered under CCAP. And it kind of incentivizes grandparents not to continue to like go to the clubs, because there's some grandparents that are still clubbing. Let's be honest. They're young grandparents now. So you're saying that, yes, you would definitely need, and you have a great job. You're a producer. You have a great job, but you would still need that gap. Okay, now to the two of you, Justice, Adam.
Yep.
If you all had a child in the near future within the 1 or 2 year span that Jarrell is talking about, would you need child care assistance in order to survive?
I need dog care assistance. Yeah, I need child care assistance for sure.
Okay. And then you know what? That might be That might be something we could get past.
Sean, please.
Oh, absolutely. I would need child care assistance. I'm not from Chicago, so most of my family is back home in Missouri. I have an aunt and uncle, but they're still career people. So for my financial situation, for me needing to work and stuff, I would absolutely need child care 100%.
Well, you know what? It is very important that we understand that those things that don't immediately touch you, well, in the very near future of immediate, it may touch you. So people, get involved. If you're planning to have a family, of course, for those who already have family, and particularly your single family parents, right? Because it's not just single moms out here anymore. It's single dads out here. So you definitely want to make sure that if it's not touching you most immediately, that you still get in the fight because you're planning. So Ms. Campbell, first of all, I just can't thank you enough. But is this a stressful time for you?
Yes.
It is.
It's a very stressful time.
Now, what is causing that stress? Were you stressed before you learned about this freeze?
Yes, because when I moved back in April, I was trying to transfer my librarian job, and things didn't pan out how I planned, which that happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of was a little relaxed about it because I'm like, there's a program available, the workforce program. And when I went to apply, things were different. And I actually had a really hard time getting into that program. If it wasn't for KIP, near where I'm at,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have found his daycare provider because I was having that much trouble. And the workforce program gives me about 3 months of childcare free so that I can find a job, get schooling. And sometimes you need just about that much time because things don't just happen quickly. So I was stressed then. I was stressed then,
but it did
because
give
I
you a
knew
little
that
bit
it
of
was
relief, right?
It brought the stress because I knew that things were changing,
Mm.
and I seen the attack coming from a mile away. So I've been stressed out. Now, when he did get his daycare provider, then it did ease a lot of stress, but then it still brings worries about how is it going to be in the next month, the next 2 months?
Yeah.
Like, do I got to keep worrying about this program being attacked? And now we're here. So,
and you know what? It seems like every time there's a broader issue, there's the need to take the most vulnerable citizens in our communities, that's the elderly and the very young, and use them as pawns. And you have to remember that these are issues to legislators, but these are people's real lives. Like, people are living this at the time that we're talking about using them as collateral damage. So we talked about parents supporting parents. Have you seen a uptick in people reaching out to you? How can I get involved? How can I make sure that I'm doing my part in order to make my voice heard in places that people who make the laws can hear it and do something about it?
I'm going to say no, because usually people are so busy trying to survive the day-to-day. I just like to be the gentle reminder everywhere I go. Even if it's not the topic of discussion, I'm going to make it the topic of discussion. Even if it's not the issue in the room, I'm going to make it the issue in the room. So,
you know what I found out in our past fights that State Rep Ford mentioned is that parents are slow to get involved. And when we ask them, when I say we, I mean providers ask them to get involved, because this fight that usually is led by providers is really impacting more parents. There are 1,500 center-based facilities in the city of Chicago. Across the nation, it's about 266,000 facilities across the nation. But there are millions of parents, right? And so when we talk about galvanizing and the squeaky wheel gets the funding, the squeakiest wheel in this peg is the parents. And so, and the reason I say that is because there's more in numbers. And so what does that resonate to lawmakers? That resonates, I'm not going to vote for you if you don't use your voting power that I've entrusted you with, that I've emboldened you with, to make sure that my community gets what it needs. Because one thing that I noticed at the child care press conference, as we tend to forget, this money is not the government's money. This money is whose?
The children.
It's
The people.
our money. The children are not paying taxes. You're paying the taxes for your child until the child can get on those tax rolls and pay those taxes themselves. But in the meantime, to your point about not being powerless, your vote, your dollar, your voice. Say it
And
with
your
me.
presence.
Exactly. Your vote, your
Your
dollar,
dollar.
your voice. And you got to be present in order for your voice to be heard. We're going to talk more with Miss Campbell when we get back, y'all. Keep it locked right here on Inspiration 1390.
Well, also, how do you not feel powerless when you don't even know where you're going?
You don't.
I have no idea. That makes me feel powerless.
Right?
Not me, because that make me. I'm a curious person.
Right. We know.
I ask questions.
You didn't ask no questions about that linguine, though.
No, she right about that. You're funny. You're funny.
You didn't ask no
I didn't
questions
ask
about
no
that.
questions because it was free food. It was, and it's still up in there too. Because guess what? All you got to do, it only take a few, like 20 minutes to unthaw. The freezer ain't doing nothing but just holding it in place. It don't need. You don't need it to unthaw. Then I'm telling you, I'm about to learn how to make some pad thai. I'm trying to tell you.
That's hilarious.
A big bag of pad thai noodles that look like French fries.
What's up, DJ B-Lo?
And I'm looking at
Al
it like,
Another. What's happening?
I'm
Thank
like,
you so much for joining in.
I'm talking out loud to myself. I'm like,
Just
why
do
are
two.
they not?
So what, you gonna come back in 57, 58?
56.
You wanna come back in 56?
Mhm.
Then y'all, I'm eating them and I'm like, these taste different. I don't know, like
That's so
maybe
funny.
I didn't let them cook long enough, so I'm trying to fry them hard. I did. I put some lemon pepper on it.
Lemon pepper linguine is crazy.
I know. Well,
Were you aware that freeze was for 14 days? No, I didn't think so either. Well, that means you don't listen to our show every day, because the Monday after the press conference, we announced that it was for 14 days. And then when we were talking to CCAU really didn't have the all the information.
Actually,
about
yes, I
14
did, because I was on the page.
You were
I
on the
was on
page.
the child care advocates
Yeah.
page.
Okay, perfect. So that was
About 20
Tuesday.
seconds now.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. That is 20 seconds. I said 50, 57. You looking at 55. 56. Okay.
Ready now?
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2.
You already know who it is, and you already know what we do. It's always our aim to send you back better than you came. Some people still did not know that the freeze was for 14 days. So we are super excited to make sure that you know you cannot take a nap, y'all. It is time to activate. It is time to get engaged. And speaking of engagement, we still have our parent, Miss Campbell, right here. And she is doing all things to get people activated, ignited, excited about making their voices heard. So when you leave here, what's your next step? I know it's the weekend, but what's your next step?
My next step is to call my friends,
That's
you know,
right.
and remind them about what's going on. Encourage people in the community to show up. I don't care if I stop at the bodega. I'm telling everybody.
You in New York? We got bodegas in Chicago.
Yes.
I did not know that. See, you learned something.
But we call it the corner store. We
Yeah.
just say corner store. But I just like the word bodega.
I love it. I love it too. You know, when I see it on Law and Order, which is where I got introduced to it, I was like, I want to go there. I thought it was like a big place with parties and DJs and stuff. It had fruit. I love it.
The whole time it's just the corner store.
Exactly, the corner store. Well, you know what? So many things have happened in small groups that have led to a big groundswell. So I'm looking forward to watching you really be coming to your own and swell like you want to and soar like you are.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you
We
for
truly
having me.
appreciate you. And I am going to continue to encourage you, put you on platforms that we have access to so that your voice can be heard and that people can, because you're an influencer.
And
How do
thank you,
people,
because your support, it really means a lot.
and vice versa, how do people contact you? Because you're an influencer on all social media.
Yes, I am. My social media is Sacred Feline 444. That's SACRED FELINE 444. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. Facebook is my regular name, but mainly where I'm going to be sharing information is going to be on my TikTok page.
TikTok.
So, yeah.
All right, TikTok goes the clock. And guess what? It's time for us to get on out of here, y'all. It is Friday. I always want to give homage to Swagger DJ AJ, who makes the weekend start out right. Thank you, my brother, for 10 years of consistent threads. We truly love you. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. And as always, we want to encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know that you love them. Show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love. Land on love. I love you, Brunch Bunch.
Love you, Sammy.
Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you too. Mody, I love you. Y'all stay optimistic.
Yep, y'all gonna have to teach me the outro.
Y'all, thank you. Hey, Danny boy, what's going on? Thank you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Eat, drink, and drive responsibly. Peace. All right.
Drink and drive responsibly. That's crazy.
What?